Watching from the bench today?
Yeah, checking it out. It's nice to see the white towels out there. It's always, I don't know, it's a cool vibe when you're out there in the morning, just kind of seeing what it's like when it's all lit up in white. So just want to check it out.
Yeah. What type of mindset will it take from you guys tonight to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, I think bringing a similar mindset into this game. I think, we've, you go over games as you do in playoffs, kind of pick out what you think you need to work on. But I think it's an easy one to get up for tonight. This building, coming back into our home. We're excited and I think we're in a good spot.
What do you think you need to do to get your line going?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had a few chances. We've been playing mostly against their top line, and so that's a role in itself there. I think on the road when you're trying to limit them as well. But I think we can hold on to a few more pucks in the O-zone. I think even off the rushes a few times, probably late in the game yesterday, where we probably could have held on to it a little bit more and made some plays off the rush. And so we know that, and it's a long series. And I think I know we can be a pretty effective line here on both sides of the park.
What's important about defending the rush? What stands out to shut them down when they get?
Yeah, they're an effective team off the rush. They got a lot of skilled players, so having numbers above them is huge. Not letting their fourth and fifth guy beat you up the ice is huge. This time of the year, I think if they get a step on you and it becomes a 4-on-3 or even a 5-on-4, sometimes they send all their guys. That can be dangerous, so that's important. And then communication's obviously big off the rush too, and just not doubling up on guys.
What are your expectations for the atmosphere?
Je pense que, peut-être un peu au début, là, mais je pense que tu gardes ça simple, tu restes concentré pendant la série, tout le monde est concentré, tout le monde est sur la même page, donc on va utiliser l'énergie de la foule, mais pour la bonne façon.
Penses-tu que le fait de
Avant le début de cette série-là, on s'attendait à les voir beaucoup travailler proche du filet de Jacob, peut-être tomber accidentellement sur lui. Finalement, comment tu trouves le travail que vous avez fait pour le protéger et limiter les actions du Lightning à son endroit?
Oui, pour l'instant, ça va bien. Je m'attends tout le temps qu'il va y avoir un push. On l'a vu, ils ont joué plus physique, plus dans les scrums dernier match. Fait que j'ai l'impression qu'ils vont faire la même chose aujourd'hui, que ce soit autour de Dobie ou que ce soit dans les coins. Il faut être prêt à tout ça. Mais je pense qu'en général, on a fait un bon travail autour de Dobie jusqu'à maintenant.
En parlant de scrum, il y en a eu un avec Corey Perry. T'avais-tu surpris qu'il ait acheté les nets? Comment ça s'est passé?
Ouais, non, je n'étais pas surpris. Je pense que ça fait partie de son identité. J'essaie juste de me protéger le mieux que je pouvais, mais non, je n'étais pas vraiment surpris. Non.
Ça fait déjà une couple de semaines que vous êtes très avare au niveau des chances de marquer, accordées, chances dangereuses. Donc, comment, puis ça s'est poursuivi dans la série d'ailleurs, comment t'expliques ça? Qu'est-ce que vous faites de mieux peut-être en défensive?
C'est une excellente question. Je pense juste en général, comme je viens de dire, on est tous sur la même page. On défend, on est détaillé, on défend vraiment plus fort. Je trouve autour de notre filet, que ce soit sur les mises en jeu, tout le monde participe, puis dans ce temps-là, c'est de plus de succès.
Tu as parlé un peu tantôt du dernier match, vous avez les bons 50.
Than yesterday, I guess.
You must not have a big concern that the fans are going to be revved up for tonight, right?
No, there's no concerns about that. I know the Peel Road shut down today, which kind of took my drive a little bit longer today, but no worries.
What do you take from the experience last year playing in this building in the playoffs and building on that?
Just starting on time, playing simple early. Obviously, it's going to be loud, exciting, but kind of stay level-headed and kind of use them to our advantage. I think there's no better building to play in.
Cole, you talked about an early start. Wanting to get to that early, what style of game have you needed to get up early?
I think everybody would be a lot of energy, but I think it's just playing within our structure, our rules, and doing the things that we know we can do, keeping it simple, limiting mistakes early, and trying to get the first one.
What makes this special?
I think the city, the fans, the building. There's really no words. I think just coming here this morning, seeing all the towels out there, it's pretty cool, and I think everybody's pretty fired up. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
You end up with 6 shots on goal. It's a record for you. Is it something that you want to do? Try to go for more shots on goal?
I mean, it helps seeing one go in, I guess, but anytime you see a chance to get a puck on net, it's not a bad thing. Definitely saw it a little bit more last game than the first game. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing to get some shots down.
Yeah, but 10 attempts. It's got to be a career high. I don't know if you've ever
it probably
attempted
is.
10 shots before in your life. It's like,
no, it definitely is. But
is that directive? Like, is that something that you were told to do more, or is that just you reading?
I mean, kind of a little bit of both. Guys obviously want me to shoot when I'm in a good spot to shoot, and then something I was just feeling. Felt like we needed to get more down and hopefully open up other things, not just in that game, but hopefully down the stretch.
Playoff beard's coming in.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good.
Yeah.
Man, you know a lot about the details of the game. For you, what will it change to play on ice?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to attack the game the same way, but with the fans behind us, I mean, we feel like, it's an extra player for us. They've been great all year, and, we definitely want to pay it back to them with playing the right way and playing hard.
What did you think of Cole's foray into our realm, into writing yesterday?
What was that?
His story yesterday.
Oh, it was good. I liked it a lot. I mean, maybe a journalist or something, but it was. No, I don't know, but his was pretty cool to read.
The 32 minutes. I don't know in your background if I'm sure you played more in other games, but may not have the clock on you. But do you remember a game where you might not have ever left the ice or played more?
Can't really think of anything, but when you're kind of in a flow of a game, you don't really kind of keep track of how much you're out there. You just go and try to help the team win.
Did it feel like 32 minutes where did it feel like you'd logged more than normal?
It felt similar, honestly, especially with the pace of play, all that stuff. I mean, it was obviously hard. Every game's hard, but didn't really notice how much I was out there.
You're playing the same way. But is there anything in the back of your mind about, do you have to simplify or edit a little bit of what you do now that it's the playoffs and stakes are a little higher?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that goes for everyone. You don't want to try to do too much and get caught, and just give any unnecessary chances. So I think you try to clean up the little details and keep it simple at times.
Compared to your first experience last season, how happy are you about your play?
Bon matin.
Anthony?
Bonjour Martin. Retour local en séries éliminatoires. Je sais que. On va attendre que tout le monde ici. Ouais. Alors, il n'y a pas de trouble. Oh, c'est bon. Retour local en séries éliminatoires. Je sais que tu as connu ça l'an passé, mais juste savoir sur le plan personnel, comment tu te sens au niveau d'excitation. J'imagine que même si tu es coach, ça doit être plaisant de sentir le hype, j'ai envie de dire, autour de ce qui se passe présentement.
Ben, c'est sûr, tu sais. Le Canadien, pour moi, c'est rassembleur, tu sais. La famille en ville, t'es excité pour les séries, puis excité, tu sais, le match à la maison, tu sais, l'ambiance, tout ce que ça apporte, c'est une très belle expérience, puis je suis content de pouvoir la partager avec ma famille.
Ça fait déjà plusieurs semaines, même en fin de saison, vous accordiez vraiment peu de chances de marquer de qualité à vos adversaires. Je sais que c'est pas une chose qui est spécifique, là, mais si tu avais à peut-être expliquer essentiellement ce que vous faites de bien défensivement en ce moment pour être aussi avare de chances de marquer, ce serait quoi?
Je pense qu'on se défend la minute qu'on perd la rondelle. Tu sais, puis je pense que c'est comme ça, faut que tu joues. Tu sais, puis c'est pas une chose, c'est un engagement collectif. Tu sais, on met beaucoup de valeur de se défendre tout de suite. Tu sais, puis ça nous aide à moins se défendre dans notre zone.
Je vous demanderais de vous en venir à une question parce qu'au nombre on ne sera pas prêts. Okay. So I will ask you to just have one question and we'll do another round if we still have time. Jean-François.
Salut Martin. Au dernier match, Hutson est fini avec 6 tirs. C'est un sommet personnel, 10 tirs tentés. Est-ce qu'il y a un désir de le voir décocher plus de tirs? C'est un gars qui peut tout faire sur la glace, mais est-ce que c'est quelque chose que tu aimerais?
Mais je pense qu'il fait sa lecture. Tu sais, il est capable de lancer. Fait qu'il fait sa lecture.
Ta famille était-tu là l'année passée pour les playoffs? Tes gars, c'est des joueurs de hockey. Ils ont vécu aussi dans les collèges, ils ont de l'ambiance. Comment ils ont trouvé ça, voir ça à Montréal? Tu étais trop jeune quand tu venais comme joueur, puis je sais pas s'ils suivaient non plus. Là.
Ouais, je m'en rappelle pas. Ben, ouais, il était ici quand j'ai joué en 2014. Il était jeune, mais c'est parce que c'était le décès de ma mère. On avait eu les funérailles entre les deux matchs. Il était ici pour ces matchs-là. Mais tu sais, ils sont revenus cette année, là. Ils ont aimé ça l'année passée. Fait que, tu sais, ils ont l'âge pour vraiment avoir profité de ça aussi, là.
Quand on perd un match en série, vos joueurs, ils passaient rapidement à d'autres choses parce que dans le vestiaire, ils disaient « là, on retourne chez nous, ça va être une autre affaire ». Les coachs, vous le voyez peut-être différemment. Est-ce que vous êtes arrivé à l'étape où il faut jouer une autre carte pour le Canadien, stratégiquement parlant, dans l'approche, à ce stade-ci de la série?
Même si c'était ça. Mettons, là, je te dis, là, même si peut-être c'était ça, j'en parlerais sûrement pas. OK? Fait que moi, je te dirais qu'on est vraiment plus sur le processus. On analyse qu'est-ce qui s'est passé jusqu'à date, les bonnes actions, où c'est qu'on peut corriger un peu nos affaires, qu'est-ce qu'on voit de l'autre côté. Puis je te dirais qu'on fait ça... durant l'année, tu fais ça entre les périodes. Puis durant une série, mais il faut que tu fasses ça entre les périodes puis entre les matchs. Fait que je te dirais on est pas mal plus sur le processus. Mais je sais que dans une série de 7, tu joues au chat et à la souris. Ça, c'est sûr.
Marty, how can you describe the feeling of standing on the bench in this building for a playoff game?
I mean, it's an unbelievable experience. I was happy to live it last year. Just to be part of it, to be behind this group is unbelievable. I walk in this morning, get a coffee, and there's, I don't know, 20, 30 porta potties outside. I mean, this place is ready to erupt. It's just the magnitude of this market. And obviously, like, being front and center, being part of it, it's not something I take for granted. Trying to earn that every day, but there's nothing like being behind the bench of the Montreal Canadiens, and you magnified that with the playoff, and it's pretty cool.
How do you control all that? Sorry for slipping in the second, but it's related to this.
How do you control all that? Is you got to see things clearly through the chaos. You know, it's going to be chaotic out there tonight, I'm sure, you know, not just on the ice, in the building. Is you got to be able, just like as a player, you got to be able to make the reads and see things clearly. Don't let the emotion, the noise cloud, you know, your reads.
It's a good segue because you mentioned Lane doing reads to get more shots off. I mean, 10 shot attempts is somewhat unusual for him. There had to be some sort of directive given there. What does it open up for your group, power play 5-on-5, to have him as more of a shooting threat? What does that create for you?
Continuity. You know, it's just, guys are going to, the best players, you know, you got to allow them to make the best, you know, make their reads, you know. They're going to make the best reads on the ice. And when your best players see things clearly and make the best read, there's continuity, and it's definitely more dangerous. They don't have their mind set, I want to do this, I want to do that. They have all the tools to do a lot. But it all starts with the reads they make. Their brain is elite, and that's why they are what they are. That's what separates them.
In speaking with a lot of the guys and talking about defending well in this series, they talk a lot about shutting down Tampa off the rush. Like, how would you evaluate how they've done that?
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job, I would say, minus, you know, the overtime. We just didn't have the puck in overtime. It was really hard. You know, they came hard. It's a good team, you know, and when you can't put good pucks, if you're a tired group all the time because you have to defend, you can't forecheck. You're constantly defending, and we didn't have, whether it was a whistle or, you know, just one shift that's flipped it. We just couldn't flip it, you know, and it's going to happen. And we got to try to make sure that it doesn't happen again. And we've had opportunities to not let that happen, and we just didn't seize that opportunity. And so you had to deal with the rush a lot. But take that overtime aside, I felt like we managed pretty well, and, you know, it's still going to be a challenge. You're just trying to limit the instances so that you have less, you know, reads to make.
Marty, what's the most fun part about coaching in the playoffs for you, and how does it change from the regular season, if at all?
I mean, I think the preparation, you know, the strategic stuff, I think it's stuff that I really like. And when you play the same team over and over, you can really dive in, and I enjoy that.
Marty, when you played, you had a lot of big playoff moments, scored some big goals, and I'm just thinking of your top line, 5-on-5. I know they'd like to do a bit more. How can you relate? Do you remember your first few playoff experiences, how you had to adjust your game, if at all?
Yeah, I do remember. I lost my first two. Won 4 straight after, though. You know, I think it's the first time is definitely, you know, you can talk about it. You can, you know, you can try to explain it. People try to explain it to you, but you got to live it. And I think we've done that. You know, a lot of our players have done that. It's not their first time. I think that line understands that they got to create more space for one another, and it's not just on one player. I think it's collectively, and it's a group that's usually, you know, repaired themselves pretty quick throughout the season. So I expect them to be better 5-on-5.
Martin, Sabourin est un gars qui a dérangé beaucoup dans le match précédent. J'imagine que tu veux pas que tes joueurs se laissent déconcentrer par un gars de même, mais en même temps, tu veux pas le laisser faire toutes ses patentes. Fait que, à quoi tu t'attends de tes joueurs par rapport à un joueur de même?
Je te dirais que il faut que tu sois calculé dans tes actions, mais tu sais, c'est pas quelque chose qui nous tracasse beaucoup, là.